Good evening. Good evening. It is Alpha Traders weekly look ahead, I should say. What a monster close on Friday. Unbelievable. Life-changing money. I wasn't at my desk actually. Um but I was putting plays still in the room. I was letting people know once we crossed 39.45 SPX. I'd been saying it all day, put it out on Twitter, and that was the big turning point right there. And once it went by, in our Discord, I was alerting everybody, you can buy now, you can buy, you can buy. And I was literally saying, let it run, let it run, let it run. And I think some people made some really life-changing money. That's the type of money that comes once, 3, 4 times a year. And it came at the end of the quarter. It came at a lot of rebalancing, a lot of selling in that last week. It was crazy day. It was amazing. You guys see some of the plays that I put in there, some of the scalps that we were working on, and we had a few more in the room as well. So alphatraders.com, as you guys know, love to have you guys like, subscribe on YouTube for more. We'll be putting out more content and this coming week, and with things coming out, we want to get you guys more involved and let you see what we do for our members and how we make that money. I mean, it was a rough week, the week and a half before that, and I think lots of people were saying they lost a lot of money and they did this, and that's the part of the markets, and that's what, as a trader, you have to understand. You're going to have winning times, you're going to have losing times. You just need to have more winning than more losing. So would love to have you guys try us out for 3 days. You just click that, put your email in. You want to try your 3-day trial, boom, start your 3-day trial. It literally signs you up right there. You guys send a DM in Discord to me, and we get you in. As simple as that. So let's just get right to it. What a monster move. Monster move. This is amazing. I got the daily up just because it's beautiful. SPY's it's a pretty easy play here. So ran up to 396.41, which it was, as you can see, the volume in the second half of the candle here, just absolutely just an amazing run off. Once it cleared 392.75, it was pretty much off to the races. So now that we have our SR flip here at 392.75, I'm actually looking for this tomorrow. It might bust up to back to all-time highs in the morning. We'll see how the Asian session, how Europe opens tomorrow. But I am pretty bullish going into tomorrow. I do think we hit this 398. I will definitely be throwing some scalps out there in the room for SPY and SPX. For those of you that don't know, you can play SPX and it's actually 30% less on your taxes than SPY, but the premiums are way higher. So there's more, if you're going to risk 1,000 and you feel safe, well, then just go ahead and do, SPX, because you can, you're going to risk the same amount, but it's just all in the eye of the beholder type thing. So 396.41, once we clear that tomorrow, if we clear that, I'm looking along here to 398, back to all-time highs, just as lottos on Monday. I love SPX lottos. I love playing SPY and SPX just because you're able to play the lottos on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and it's a lot of fun, and you can really, if you know your levels, you can really get a good 30, 40, 50, 60% in minutes. I mean, we got 80% in literally 2 minutes on Friday on a put. So that should tell you what, the power of those expiring options, as long as you know your levels and you know your stop loss. And I'm not one to say throw stop losses out there, but what I do say is on lottos, if it's obvious that it's not going to come back, you keep some of that premium, because if it does turn around, you can enter it back. So it's not an absolute zero sum game on that. But 396.41 over that, we're going to see all-time highs. What I would really love to see is a back test of this overnight. I'd really love to see futures back to 393 area here on SPY, which is 39.52, 39.51 roughly, fair market value SPX. So that'd be really good to see here. Maybe even 39.48. 39.48 to me is a huge long. 39.45 I'd love. I'll be hitting the buy button personally at 39.45 SPX, which is roughly 392.75. SPY. This is going to be a great trade if we catch it, and I'll alert you guys. I'll probably give you some freebies tomorrow if you're not members. Members, you know you're going to get it first. You're going to know exactly where that level is for yourself. So look for that tomorrow. Qs. It is all about 30. We'll call it 309.25. We'll call it right around there. You can call it 300, 309. But to me, a close, you're splitting hairs there. But at 309.24, a close below that, we're going to go see 306 easy. You're going to see the bottom of that trend line again. As you can see, this bounces every time on the trend line. So I don't think we're going to see that. I really don't. I don't think I don't think people are going to sell. I don't think it's going to drop. I do think I would love for the Qs to touch this 8-day again here, right around 314, and then blast off back to 360 so we can get a little more juice. Get a few more buyers down here, get some more volume so you can take out this 50-day and this 21-day here. This is big. If it takes these out and all the indicators come underneath it, again, I'm not a huge indicator guy, but it's nice to see when all of them come underneath at a fresh active sequence. That's what you really want to see. Target would be 322.55 coming out of that. Next target after that, you're looking at 330, and this is daily, so you're looking at this could be a week, this could be 2 weeks. But a play in tomorrow to me is we're going to touch 314. I would love that touch of that 8-day. We'll look to long tech on that way. Won't play the Qs. We'll probably play individual names on tech. Russell fell behind a little bit. To me, this is a double bottom touch though. Higher low on the double bottom, which is good. It didn't have as many buyers because a lot of people, I think it's the Russell's just been bought so much that it's going to kind of end like the Qs did here. If we go back to the Qs, you can see the run up, run, big dip, but then it ran back up with another active sequence. But then a big drop off after that. I could see the Russell doing that. We'll see how it goes. I'm not super interested in small caps this week. The only way I get interested is if RUT starts running and IWM is above 220, 223-ish. Needs to get all these guys and go underneath, get those indicators underneath. I start getting interested, but I think there's better plays than small caps this week. First name of the week, I should say, Applied Materials Amet. Absolute monster. I've been saying it all day. It got down to 118 and I was disappointed in myself. I had it on my screen. This is life-changing money on Friday. I had it on my screen earlier in the morning at 118 on the second dive down. I looked at it. I said, wow, we should really open some swings. I didn't pull the trigger. I was too focused on SPX. Mistake my part. As you can see, it absolutely ran. I'm looking for it to flag. I want it to come back to at least 125. It might not. It might honestly just run to the next, next level, which is what, 130, 184. 129 will be a big number. But I really want this to come back. Probably have to wait till Wednesday, maybe Thursday, later in the week to get this thing to come down a little bit. Might not be till Thursday, and it might be about 123, 122. But I love Amet for this week. Amet moving forward is an amazing play with the shortage of semis and the materials and the production line and the actual the whole supply chain and production line. You really got to focus on semis coming up this week. I think a lot of the rebalancing is into semis again. They needed the price to come down a little bit, but I think these are going to explode up. That being said, we're going to talk a little bit about growth. So people, when the yields go up, the first thing that goes is growth companies that need to borrow money to grow. Those are younger companies. That's that's Tesla, that's Etsy, people like, companies like that. So people get scared and they sell it off. Plus it ran, Etsy was just an amazing company. It went from $42 in April 1st to $285, 10 months later. That's an amazing run. So I think SE is going to run here. I really do. I want to say that it's going to come back down and touch 189 or maybe it's 190. That could happen. There's no doubt because this is not conviction. You still have all the indicators over the top of it. So it's like a dark cloud hanging over it. But I think what it's going to do, I think it's going to pop I think it's going to get to 216. And then I think, maybe it gets to 224 if it's a good market this week and growth is good. I think 224 is a number, but I do think it comes back down. It may just hit 200 again and then meander and then pop back up. But I like SC this week for a move to 223, especially through 216, you get to 223. Next, Tilray, New York legalized weed. There's an interesting thing on here. I think that a lot of people are not reading into in the New York law. And I was reading over it this weekend, and it seems that they want to legalize marijuana, which is fine. They want to tax the heck out of it, which is good. That's fine. They're looking for revenue streams. But there's a section in there about individual growth of a number of plants allowed on your property. I believe it's 3. Again, I'm not a weed connoisseur and I don't know how all of that works exactly, but I will tell you there was a number in there that told me 3 plants per property is what you're allowed to have. I don't know what the harvest is. Personally, I'm trying to learn myself. I don't know how many grams or ounces you can get out of a plant or 3 plants that bloom at the same time. I'm still honest. I'll just be honest with you. I'm still learning this. So I'm going to lean on some people that know the business a little better than me. But it was interesting to see, and I'm bullish on weed this week just off the news. But I'm really wondering how high can it go really if you're legalizing it, but you're letting people grow it in their house. So Tilray is going to have to also add selling of the seeds and the soil and things like that to be profitable in that arena. So it takes away some of the excitement of weed legalization when people can grow it for free in their. Why would they go buy stuff from Tilray when you can just buy it when you can grow it yourself and use yours? Again, not a connoisseur, so I'm trying to learn myself, but I do like it coming off the news. Really it's get over 23.76 and you can get to 24.97 easy. This is a nice little trade. It'll probably happen quick, but weed likes to run in big groupings. So if it does get past this 23.76, I would not be surprised to see it at 30. I wouldn't be surprised this week. I really wouldn't. There's a lot of volume. You see the volume that happens. There's these volume spikes that happen. It's been declining volume. It's kind of based out. Volume has dried up down here from a seller's perspective. It's dried up. So we'll see how it works. I do think this can run at least to 30 this week, but I will leave you with this. I'm going to read some more. I'm going to ask some people that are in the know. I'm going to try to figure out these numbers because it's important. If the law says that you can have 3 plants, how does that affect a year-long? How many times can you harvest that plant? How many times can you get your usage out of that plant? So we'll see. I'll have more updates this week. LRCX. I meant to put it after Amet, and I messed up earlier. But so you have the materials company, and now you have the number 1 U.S. Semi producer ready to go. As you can see, huge buying on the 525 level. Huge. I mean, if you caught this trade here, if you bought the lottos, if you bought the 550 lottos or the 560 lottos, you were up 500%, 600%. I mean, that's a monster trade on a $7, $8 option. I mean, that's just monster. Congratulations to you. I was playing the indexes. Usually when it moves like that, the indexes are where I go to. I don't try to catch individual names because sometimes they lag. But if you caught this, it's a great, great trade. Got all the indicators underneath it now. It's a great, second half of the day. You see the volume. I'm looking for this to get back to all-time highs. It's going to get right back to about 598, and then 603.93 is your big, or 603.60. I'm sorry, is your big number. Over 603.60, this thing's running to 630, 640. I could see this by the end of April being $700 easy. I'm actually thinking about throwing a swing out there, $700 swing for June. We'll see how it works out. But LRCX lottos this week, I think you can any dip to 575. If it gets under 575, if it gets back to 555, I doubt this is not going to get bought. This is a buy for me. I'm going to buy the 560 lottos, 570 lotto, probably calendar spread for next week, for a lotto for the next week, and then for the end of the month. And we got more for you. I'm not just doing 5 this week. After that bullish close, this is great. So NVIDIA. So again, you're going through that supply chain of semiconductors with the materials, the actual semi producer, and then then you have NVIDIA who's making chips, sound cards, graphics cards, all that stuff. So now these guys, this is a double bottom again to me, higher low on the double bottom. Remember Zoom kind of looked like this a while ago, back in late December. Zoom looked like this and it ran another 30 points. I think it's pretty simple. I think this is a trade. If it doesn't gap up, I think it's going to gap up tomorrow. I don't think the market's going to come back down. It might. I would love a gap down tomorrow at open so we can buy it. But you're looking at 521 to me is a big number. If we open up right here at 513, I would buy the 520 calls. I do think it gets $10 this week easy, and you make 50%, whatever that is. But what I really want is at 521, you can really get to 532, and it's literally following the same pattern it always does, right? Through 532, you get 545, and then through 545, you'll hit a speed bump here at 550 just because it's a psychological number. Through that, you're at 562. I really think NVIDIA is going to have a month. I think that whole semiconductor supply chain and producer, everything, and chips, I think they're going to have a monster month. I think this legislation coming out, I think there's just a lot of people out there that are supporting it. Etsy. So we're going back to a little bit of growth. Again, double bottom here. I just really like the way this is starting to shape up. I messed up. We had bought some Etsy calls back here. I had bought like the 260s. Actually, it was here. I think it was. Bought the 260s and let it go, and it ran on us to actually, I'm sorry, no, it was here, ran to 230, and I closed it out at 20% because I didn't like the action on it, but the market maker got me. But it's pretty easy. You get through 207.79, you can really blow through. You get to 211, I think, but I think if you get through here, this is a bust up to 221. I think 231 after that. So pretty easy to watch. Know your levels. It's super easy levels for me on Etsy. Last but not least, Wayfair, just a monster run. It's been really under the radar. I mean, I've played it a few times and made a little money, but lost some money. But just a monster. This is really, once that reopen came, Wayfair really, you got July here and it just started really running, and then it went into a downtrend, broke out, descending wedge breakout, and now it's really just starting to run. A play for me would be through 355.96. You can get back to all-time highs very easy. All-time highs are 369. That'd be a great play. You can just play the 365s and you should be fine, in my opinion. But increasing on low volume, always good. I think it has one more move in it before it comes back down. We'll see, though. 355.96 is the big number. Or if it drops here, back to 313, even 320. I mean, 330 is a good place too. That's, you're sitting at 331.41 as the 8-day. That's also a really good spot. We'll see where it goes tomorrow. I'm interested to see. Last but not least, I'm sorry, Snowflake. Snow. Buffett's heavy into this. The interesting thing here is that this hit under IPO price and it bounced. So it told you the breakdown wasn't there. They were using the IPO low here of 208.55, and it dropped. It closed below it. 208.68, 208.55. So it didn't close below it, but it opened below it. And then once it opened below it, they ran it back up. We see this nice volume here. Really want to see 248, 245, we'll call it. And then we'll run this down here to the 50-day, which is 257.70. Close enough. But you can kind of see the disparity here. It's run up, but I really think 243 to 245 is tough. Get through 236, it's a trade. You can do 240, scalp it for 20, 30%. If it does fall, you want to see it hold the 8-day here at 223. If it doesn't do that, it's probably going to go right back down to IPO low at 208, which is fine. It's proven that that's a buy. We'll see if it tests that line. But lower lows on this, that can be worrisome. You could almost say this is a bear flag. Broke down, and now it's breaking into the bear flag here. So we'll see where it goes. Snow won't be on my – I like snow just because the volatility in it. It can move pretty easy. And if you catch it on a good day, it's really, really a good day. So those are our plays for this week. Hope you guys hope you guys enjoyed it. A lot of information. Super bullish close on SPX on Friday. I expect it to come down. I expect it to retest the breakout just like it always does at 39.45. Watch what happens at 39.45. If 39.45 goes, then you can understand that 39.20 comes next. It's an amazing short. The only way that doesn't work is if it falls below and it doesn't close below, and it reclaims 39.45, and then it's back up, and that's a long for you. So some free information there. But we appreciate you guys as always. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and good luck this week. Should be a lot of fun. Make sure you're following us on Twitter as well, at Alpha Traders Inc.